Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's 100% Fallout New Vegas. I hope you've been enjoying the series, as always. Really been trying to do my best to make it the best, and I hope that it really is coming out in these videos. I've been having a blast with this series. As I've said, I'm so addicted to recording the series. Really sucks to have to wait in between recordings, but I need to in order to make sure everything's going good and that I can take any and all sips of water, as I just did. No, any and all directions that I'd like to do. It's good to break up recording sessions, you know, because your mind is fresh and you can choose if you'd like to take certain things in a different direction and make different choices. Anyways, welcome back. In the last episode, we made it to Jacobstown. This is a town that's quite different than the other towns, as I've been stating many times, mainly due to the it being tucked away in this sort of snowy mountain area in this big lodge. Most of the wasteland, the Mojave, is very sandy, very ugly. It's not ugly, but you know what I mean. It's a lot of the same, whereas Jacobstown's a little bit different, kind of like Oasis in Fallout 3. Let's take a look at the quest that we were doing, shall we? We were doing, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Take Rex to Dr. Henry in Jacobstown to learn about how he can be fixed. Unfortunately for Rex, that doesn't mean fixed in the way that typically, is talked about when talking about fixing a dog. Hopefully that made sense. I totally butchered that joke. We're going to do some stuff with Jacobstown, but I'm not sure if we're going to do everything. I don't think there's too many things going on.
One was enough.
In Jacobstown, in all honesty. I don't remember how much exactly is happening here, but we'll see. We have Dr. Henry here.
I assume this is about something important? You're interrupting my research.
Something's wrong with my cyber dog. I was told to come to you.
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement. I haven't left Jacobstown in years, but there was one woman in Novak, Gibson. I remember her living with a pack of hounds. Aside from her, I know that the Fiends and Caesar's Legion fight alongside dogs. There could be viable specimens among them, if you can get to them.
What are you working on?
The Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth boy use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. I'm currently investigating the local Night Stalker population, since they seem to have developed a natural stealth field. I've also gotten my hands on a working Stealth Boy Mark II prototype, but that experiment is riskier. I'd rather not pursue that research just yet.
I'd like to help. What do you need me to do?
I'm not convinced that the Night Stalker mutation is a natural one, and I need someone to investigate their lair for proof. Some of the super mutants have looked around as well, but they've come back empty-handed. Perhaps a pair of fresh eyes will have better luck. Lily might be interested in coming with you. She's lost a few of her bighorners to Night Stalker attacks, and would enjoy a little revenge.
What makes you think that Night Stalker mutation isn't natural?
I've compared the brain chemistry of a Nightkin to one of the local Night Stalkers we killed. They both exhibit similar neurochemical changes. Now, I'm not claiming that Night Stalkers are running around wearing stealth boys, mind you. I just don't think it's all a coincidence.
Well, you sound like a smart boy, Dr. Henry, so I'm inclined to believe you. Why is the Stealth Boy Mark II riskier?
The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. However, these pronounced effects will allow me to pinpoint exactly what parts of the brain they're affecting. Unfortunately, I'll need to run the test on a live subject. And Marcus has encouraged me to investigate the Night Stalker mutation first.
Let's talk about something else.
If we must.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Okay, so we picked up another quest and also got more info on our good old boy Rex here. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Optional, search for an exceptional canine brain among the Fiends. Optional, search for an exceptional canine brain among Caesar's Legion. Acquire a new brain for Rex from one of Old Lady Gibson's dogs. Let me figure out which of these would be the best. I don't want to give this good doggo a really bad brain, and both Caesar's Legion and the Fiends' dog's brain sounds awful because both of those factions are really terrible and do a lot of bad things. So I'm wondering, is there any reason? I'm surprised they didn't give us kind of like a good option, a bad option, and then the normal option, the Gibson brain. So I want to make sure that what we do here would be interesting and also doable for what Avery would pick. So give me 1 second. Be right back. Okay, folks, so I sort of remembered... Ooh, almost missed this. We've got another snow globe, Mount Charleston. You found a limited edition Mojave landmark snow globe. Absolutely magnificent. I forgot to... Yeah, I remembered what I thought the choices were, and I was right. I didn't remember exactly which rewards you get, but I did a brush up, and yeah, so basically, the best reward is from the Gibsons, in my opinion. The 2 other rewards, though, are more interesting. However, they're going to be massive pains to get into right now. At least one is. One we could do, but it's a female dog's brain, and I don't know, Rex seems like a male dog to me, right? So wouldn't it be fitting if you had a male brain? I think. So anyways, we're going to do kind of the boring option, but the one that's going to give us the biggest reward, and I don't know, just the one that I think fits, given that it's going to be a male dog, and Rex seems to be a male dog. So if you're playing this and you want to do the other 2, they are more, well, one of them is interesting. The other 2 are not so interesting, including the one we're going to do, which is acquire new brain for Rex from one of Old Lady Gibson's dogs. And actually, now that I think about it, this is, okay, so this is the really hard one to do, and I really don't want to start this right now. I want to wait on this, which is why that's kind of forcing my hand. We're going to go Gibson's Scrapyard, and then this one is the Fiend one. The Fiend one would be easy to do, but I don't want Rex to have that brain. I want him to have this one. So yeah, you know, if you want to see the other options, and if you're playing this yourself, you know, I would recommend doing it if you want to. Otherwise, I'm really interested in the reward that we get from this one. So let's wake up Old Lady Gibson.
Hey.
Hi.
So, you're back. Now, where did we leave off?
Dr. Henry sent me. I need a new brain for my cyber dog.
Dr. Henry? Now, there's a name I haven't heard in years. Hard to believe he's still alive. As for your request, it's a bit ghoulish if you ask me, but Ray is pretty old, and I'll probably have to put him down soon enough. As for the price for this favor, 700 caps sounds about right. Ray's like family, and I've got other dogs to take care of.
Oh God, we actually have to do 700 caps? I thought we'd be able to speech our way out of this. 700?
Never mind.
All right, then.
Question is, how many caps do we actually have? We have 10,000. So 700 wouldn't be the biggest deal. But, geez. Does it really matter? Does it matter if a male or a female has a male or a female brain? I don't even... Because the chemicals like estrogen and testosterone... I don't even know how it works for dogs, though. You know what? We're going to do a different one, then. We are going to do an interesting one. I ain't giving up 700 caps for that crap. No siree, Bob. Now, what is the reward that you get? The reward that you get from this one's decent, too. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do the other one. And wouldn't you know it, we already grabbed Vault 3 from a previous episode, which means we are right next to the Fiends that we're going to have to take on. So, this is the Fiend dog's brain. And, I don't know. This choice doesn't really feel right to me, but also I don't want to pay 700 caps for a brain. Even though, didn't the king actually give us some... something to help us assuage that cost? I'm not sure. Either way, this is a more interesting end, so we'll do this one instead. If it's leading me to the right place, which it looks like it is, directly behind us. Okay, so this is one of the 3 options that you can do. And, I don't know, it doesn't feel totally right, but at the same time, it would be cool to show this one off, because most people are probably going to do some other ones. Oh god, and we have a million fiends up ahead. Okay, not even sure if we're going to be able to do this, because our ammo and our weapons are running thin. So we have some fiend guard dogs right off the bat, including, that's the one we're looking for, Violetta. I'm getting karma from killing them too. Ooh, bye-bye, Violetta. Okay, and we'll let them take care of the rest. We need to search this ash pile for Violetta's brain. A little macabre, if you ask me. We are completely out of ammo of most of our weapons. We need to use something else here. 0, 0. We got some stuff here. 0, And we got the Rat Slayer. Everybody so much was talking about how good the Rat Slayer was. So you know what? We'll roll with this for a while until we can get our hands on some energy weapons ammo. And let's clear out this last enemy here so that we'll be able to fast travel. Rex taking him down works. I don't even know how this changes, actually. Wait a second. Violet's head. Oh. Wow, okay. You know what? Before we do this, I need to check up on one more thing. There's something I completely forgot about. I will be right back. Okay, we're all good. Basically, I was misremembering something from one of the DLCs centered around a dog, and was wanted to make sure that we wouldn't be missing out on a really important quest reward if we waited for the DLC to do this one. But we should be all good. So, return to Jacobstown and have Rex's brain transplant performed. And it looks like we can do the other options too. Interesting. Well, I mean, still technically the quest will be completed, so I don't think we need to do that. That'd be kind of lame, especially because we'd be out 700 caps and the brains would be useless, I think. So I think we'll just return and finish this one off. Although it would be interesting to show the other routes. Well, obviously with Old Lady Gibson, we literally just pay 700 caps and get a brain. But with the other one, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but it's interesting. I just don't want to do that because the rest of the entire episode will basically be going to that spot on the map, which if you know where that spot is, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. So there wouldn't be really avoiding just interacting with a lot of characters and things around that area that I don't want to do at the moment. So let's head back and talk to Dr. Henry.
Is there something else I can do for you?
I have a new brain for Rex.
Very well. Show me what you brought so that I can analyze its potential.
I took down a fiend dog named Violetta.
Big brain on this one. All right, let's see. Damn. Heavy amounts of the chemicals used in the drug Turbo are present. Transplanting this brain will make Rex faster than he was before.
Gosh. This is so silly.
Hold off on the transplant.
All right, your call.
This is so silly. I have to go with what I think Avery would do, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna transplant Rex here with a brain that's pumped full of drugs. Not gonna do that to him. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spend the caps. You know, the other one would also be kind of equally as bad if you're concerned for the dog's well-being. So yeah, we're gonna avoid that route as well. So out of the kindness of Avery's heart, we'll pay that 700 caps, I suppose.
So, you're back.
Deal. Here's 700 caps.
Hooray! Mama's got something for you.
Well, that's kind of equally as messed up. That's not too good either. But she did say he was, you know, had to be put down at some point. So, geez, they don't really give you that great of an option on any of these fronts, do they? But there you go. You got to see 2 out of the 3 options. Yeah, the other one's probably the most interesting one. But again, we're going to get a brain that's probably not the best fit for a dog companion. This is just roleplay stuff. You know, it doesn't really actually affect anything, of course. But trying to do what my character Avery would do, which is most of the motivations. A lot of people wonder why I do certain things. That's why. I'm doing what I think this character would end up doing. You know, it's fun to roleplay. This is Fallout New Vegas. This is the Fallout to roleplay, after all. Now.
Is there something else I can do for you?
This brain is from Ray, one of Old Lady Gibson's dogs.
All right, let's see here. Neural pathways look good. Definitely a breed of guard dog. If I transplant this brain into Rex, he'll be a bit more ferocious in his attacks.
Transplant Ray's brain into Rex.
Have a seat. This will take a while.
Rex has gained the Faithful Protector perk, increasing his attack damage. And we get a level up as well. Alrighty, we're going to max out energy weapons or get damn close. And we don't have a perk because, of course, we just got one previously. So is that quest over with? I guess it is. which is interesting because I'm pretty sure the king told us to come back once we were done. So just to show that interaction, we are going to indeed go back to the king and see what he has to say. But now, if we take a look at our perks here... Actually, it's not going to appear here, is it? Well, it's a perk that I can tell you increases Rex's damage by 25. So you're basically, your three options to give it away, don't listen to this part if you don't want to know, is if you get Ray's Brain, you'll be able to increase his damage by 25, which I always go for aggressive options, so that sounds good to me. If you give him Violetta's or Violet's Brain, or whatever it is, you'll be able to increase his movement speed by, I think, 50, which honestly probably would be the most helpful for this playthrough. And then if you get the final Brain, you'll increase his DT, his damage threshold, by 10, which is to me the most useless considering he can't die unless you're on hardcore. So what does it really matter? Now hopefully the king's gonna be over here, and indeed he is. Hello.
Why, Rexy, you look all better, boy. Good as new. Did my Rexy get a new brain?
You sure did.
You're a man of your word, no doubt about it. Can't thank you enough. If you want, hold on to Rex for a little while longer. I'm sure he'd enjoy that. Was there anything else you wanted?
So he still owes me a favor, but I suppose we'll hold off on that. I have to go.
All right. I'll see you later.
So now Rex is ours, and not only that, but he's upgraded as well. Not too shabby, huh? He already was dealing good damage, so the fact that he gets even more actually seems pretty strong. God, if we keep getting hit by those gosh darn legionaries, those assassins, we're gonna need it for sure. So, the question we have now is, do we go for this or do we go for this? I did a little research and it seems like I could make you care. It won't mess up anything if we do this, but it is gonna lead us on more quests. I would like to get rid of Veronica though. So I think, you know what, let's put a priority on this one. I could make you care Veronica's quest line. Go with Veronica to talk to the Brotherhood of Steel Elder at Hidden Valley. Crap, wait a second. Is this going to affect something else? I don't think so. Let's do this. Yeah, we're going to do this one first. And hopefully this doesn't mess anything up. But spoiler alert, this is going to introduce us to none other than the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, if we go here, can we go to there? It doesn't seem so, so I'm going to go... here, to the NCR Correctional Facility. Alright, so the Brotherhood of Steel in this game is weird as hell. There's so many different routes you can take to introduce yourself to them, and there's just lots and lots and lots of possibilities. This is one that I never do, which is basically having Veronica and getting in that way, or, you know, getting in the front door that way. I'm wondering if we honestly should even do this now that I think about it. Crap. Maybe I should tell her to... oh, boy. Yeah, again, this is just another example. You know what? We're going to do something else, and I'm going to research... yeah, we're going to go do this one. So we need to go to Charleston Cave. Okay, let's head back to Jacobstown. We're going to do this one first because... yeah, I just don't know if it's going to mess something up. I'll talk about this more later on. But for now, let's head back to Jacobstown. They asked, you know, one of the optional objectives was if we wanted Lily here. And spoiler alert, we do want Lily. So I suppose...
What's up?
sorry.
It's time for us to part ways.
Why does everyone always say that?
I do. We'll meet up at the Lucky 38.
Nice. Can I order rooms?
Yeah, do whatever you want. All right, see you later. Now we got Lily here.
My, but that Lucky 38 is a large building. And so fancy.
I'm looking into the Night Stalker mutation. Want to come along with me?
Ooh, those Night Stalkers, always killing my bighorners. It'll be nice to give them a piece of my mind.
Lily has given you the Stealth Girl perk. Okay, so that was easy. And now we got Lily as a follower as well as Rex. I don't know who's going to decline that. She is a little bit odd, that's for sure. Okay, so we got Stealth Girl from Lily here. While Lily is a companion, the duration of Stealth Boys is increased by 200%, and all sneak attack critical hits do an additional 10% damage. My god, I didn't even remember how powerful that is. Man, if you're a stealth character, rip to all the characters trying you, I guess. Now, there is a quest marker over in this direction where we have to investigate the Night Stalker lair. If you don't know what a Night Stalker is, by the way, we've seen them. They're basically the coyotes mixed with rattlesnakes. So we've got some... Yeah, I was gonna say, how do we actually get to this thing? Is there a path behind the Jacobstown Lodge? I actually don't know. I would assume there is, considering the quest marker is directly behind. Or do we legitimately have to literally circumvent? Legitimately... Yeah. Okay. Do we have to... Seriously? Why would they do it like this? That's really freaking annoying. Well, it looks like we have to go back to the start of Jonestown and or Jacobstown and somehow just go around it this way, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of weird, freaky deaky, mutated creatures created in the Mojave Wasteland. The prime one is the Cazador, which whoever made that, and I think you will be able to figure out how those were created, although I don't remember at the moment. Yeah, the Cazadors are awful. And, yeah, obviously, and, yeah, somebody created, it's combining two things in one. I don't remember exactly what it was. But the Night Stalkers are also that, so it's like a coyote mixed with a rattlesnake, which sounds like an old Texas proverb, but they exist, in this game at least, and I do also think that they can poison us, but they're not nearly as bad as the horrendous, awful, disgusting Cazadors. And I think there are, like, one or two other variants as well, although I don't remember what those are. I think there's one or two enemies that are also combinations of different types of enemies. But yeah, I'm not remembering at the moment. So obviously we're going to have to deal with some Night Stalkers for this quest. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we're super duper close. Sweet. Alright. So we're going to sneak for this one, considering we get some sneak perks because of Lily. Although we don't have any stealth boys. So the stealth boys lasting longer is not really going to do anything. What the hell was that? Oh. I didn't even know that Lily did that. Now, that's quite interesting. All right, let's make a new save here. And let us head inside. Okay, so I don't know exactly what we're looking for. Doesn't this weapon also get some sort of sneak bonus? I forget. Everybody was saying what the Rat Slayer did, and I was reading through those comments, but I don't remember, to be honest, because there's so many different weapons with so many different effects. Yeah, I don't want to turn the Pip-Boy light on, so hopefully you all will be able to see this a little bit. I do brighten up my videos, but there's only a certain amount you can brighten up before it starts to affect the video quality negatively. So, yeah, hopefully this will work out. If we just get caught, then it won't really matter, will it? So let's open up that. Let's grab those. As usual, companions are extremely powerful. So you can see it's like a rattlesnake rattle, as well as the scales mixed with a coyote. And the face is horrendous. Excuse me. Look at that thing right there. It's got like a rattlesnake face, too. Honestly, they are disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We're getting really close on our carry weight, by the way, so we're going to have to be careful. My Pip-Boy light was on already, which makes sense why we got caught so quickly. All right, let's head down this path. I don't remember if there's any unique weapons or armor or anything in this cave. We can always return, of course, so don't worry. Even if we miss something, we can always come back and rectify that. Now, let's see. Okay, so the Night Stalkers will use Stealth Boys or whatever. They're not using Stealth Boys. They can just turn stealthy. And we've already been noticed, so we're going to turn on the Pip-Boy light and just go to town here. Now, if something's invisible, I don't think you can use VATS on it. Down goes that one. Oh, boy. This is going to be hard for single-shot weapons. I do not want to die. It's going to take a little bit to make them see we cannot use VATS on these targets. Can't even see where the heck this thing is. But Lily is an absolute beast. And is destroying them just fine anyways. Now, I do think we need that Night Stalker blood for something. Oh, and eggs. Yeah, we need to get rid of some garbage. What do I have in here? I don't want to drop any of these things because we could do with the money. But this ain't working out. This thing weighs 15. So we're going to store that. How much does this weigh? 2.5? Okay, so we're going to take the egg. We're going to leave the tail. But any of the Night Stalker blood, I do think that right there. I think that comes into handy. That comes in handy, so we definitely want to grab those. And yeah, the eggs as well, like I said. Okay, so let's just keep our eye out for any shimmers in the air. Don't know how many are left. Like I said, I don't think the Night Stalkers are particularly too tough, but also, God, considering how bad the the Legion Assassins, considering what they did to us, we really need to be on our toes here. So if you hit them once, you can see that they actually do show up. So if you're having trouble, just make sure to try to hit them if you can. Now we got a Nightkin here with a chewed stealth boy. Oh, do not all the Night Stalkers go invisible? It might only be these. I don't remember what the lore is with these. To be honest, I don't really see Night Stalkers too much in my playthroughs. So I don't remember if they always can turn invisible or if it's just this breed. Dr. Henry probably said that, and I'm just forgetting. But either way, there we go. We got the chewed stealth boy, which obviously denotes that the Night Stalkers were chewing on him, which would make sense why they can turn invisible. So yeah, I guess it's just these. Because I was thinking, like, wait, how does their biological... Well, obviously anything's possible if you mutate their DNA, I suppose, but in Fallout at least. But, yeah, there you go. That would make sense why they're able to turn invisible. Okay, now I don't remember what Lily's side quest is, but I do believe she has one, so we'll keep an eye out for it. For now, though, let's go ahead and get out of here and head back to Jacobstown. Hello, Marcus. Nice to see you. Yeah, Marcus also in the main game in Fallout 2 is voiced and has his own, he's voiced and has his own little, like, you know, little screen where he's moving his mouth and stuff, which a lot of NPCs don't have in Fallout 2. So they gave Marcus the really nice treatment, which is probably why they brought him back for this game, because he is a memorable character in Fallout 2. And in Fallout 1? I think he was in Fallout 1 as well. I don't remember, though. I did do both games on my YouTube channel if you want to see those. Just search up Grohlvana, Fallout 1, or Fallout 2.
Is there something else I can do for you?
I found a chewed up stealth boy in the Night Stalker lair.
There's still power, but the casing is cracked. I'm astonished that exposure to the stealth radiation could induce mutations so rapidly. More importantly, this explains why my research into this group of Night Stalkers hasn't come up with a cure for the Nightkin. There's only one avenue left for me. I need to run the Mark II test on Lily. It's the only way.
Why Lily and not some other Nightkin?
Lily is eccentric, certainly, but I've never felt she was dangerous. More importantly, she asked if she could help me in some way. I've told her about the risks, and she still insists on helping me.
What are the risks of the experiment?
Possibly immediate and permanent mental damage. There's a reason the Stealth Boy Mark IIs never got beyond the prototype stage. Lily already has a pre-existing condition, and the experiment will likely make things worse for her.
I'll talk to Lily then.
I'll be waiting.
Hey. Hello again, dear.
Did you still want to help Dr. Henry run his experiment?
Of course, dearie. I know it's dangerous, but it'll all turn out for the best. You'll see. I'll go to him now. It would be rude to keep him waiting.
You've lost Lily's Stealth Girl perk. Okay, well, I mean, we didn't even have a choice there. Let's see what happens.
The equipment is hooked up and ready. We can start the test as soon as you give me the go-ahead.
Go ahead and start the tests.
Very well. Please stand back. I don't want any erroneous readings. You're welcome to stay and observe if you want, though. All right, power on the Stealth Boy, Lily.
Turning it on. Feels strange. Strange, but good.
Interesting. Try thinking aggressive thoughts now. Think about smashing a rad scorpion.
Lily smash! Yeah!
How are those readings looking, Calamity?
Stealth field is unstable and scrambling things. The reading says gamma wave activity is 0. But that can't possibly be right. Gamma wave activity is 0. That can't be right. Must be a result of the interference.
All right, we're done here. Go ahead and power the stealth boy down, Lily.
Oh, I liked having it on.
I'll get back to you on that in a moment, once I've analyzed the results. Uh-oh.
Well, well, congratulations on getting the Mark II prototype functional, Doctor. Now, just hand it over, and we'll be on our way. My request is perfectly reasonable. Give us the stealth boy specs, and there will be no need for us to splatter the room with your insides.
Now, have you considered speech? Okay, so we can do all of these choices here, but of course, what you do in the wasteland affects all the mutants here. But you didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't. Not until now, anyway. Very well, human. You've made your point, and I withdraw my request.
I think there should be more lines
Have
when you
seen
do that sort
tower
of
on
stuff.
the strip all lit up? You can see it for miles. Nice work with the Nightkin. I've never seen anyone able to talk their kind out of anything once they had their mind set to it. I got a lot of useful data from the experiment, and am a lot closer to a cure than before. It's occurred to me that this brief test might not yield a cure anytime soon. However, if Lily were to continue to wear the prototype...
Oh boy, check this speech. Check this science check out. Use neuropeptide stimulators on a Night Stalker brain. Results should be similar to a live brain.
That's brilliant. Simple yet elegant. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Man, I'm glad we have good science. Guess who I saw today? So what does that actually do? Because we just exited without even... I guess we should go talk to Lily before we end this episode, huh? Seems like everything worked out for the best, but I'm not entirely sure what happens. I'm not even entirely sure if this is Lily's side quest. I think it is.
Hello again, dear.
I think we should travel together.
That'd be lovely, dearie.
Okay, we get the Stealth Girl perk again.
Hello again, dear.
And we can ask her for some question, or we can ask her about some things. Let's take a look at that Stealth Girl perk and see if anything changed. I don't think it did yet, so I'm not... I guess... I don't know what would have changed about that. We were able to just do it correctly. So, yep, that's the exact same. So either we didn't do her side quest yet, or nothing changes about her perk, which already is pretty strong, so that would make sense. Either way, I think we're done with Jacobstown for now. We'll roll with Lily for a little bit, especially if we can do her side quest next, which I'm not entirely sure. I need to do some research on that and figure out if there's anything left to be done with Lily. But we'll do something entirely new coming up very shortly. That's going to be very interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy that. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again to all the patrons watching this and supporting me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.